What are the theories when it comes to answering that question? Because it's been another fairly miserable time for Ed Woodward.
There is some talk now about how much failure to qualify for the Champions League, and also whether the Glazers are tightening things up with a view to a potential sale, because this Saudi Arabia story has not gone away. Whether that's influenced their business, because despite the most expensive fee ever for a defender, it was still a relatively frugal window for United, considering what they're supposed to be able to do and what the club's revenues are. And I think they are two factors in it, both a lack of Champions League and also the fact that there could well be a potential sale next few years, or in the next few months even.
It is interesting when you talk about maybe people's impressions of Manchester United from abroad, and I think it was Rory Smith wrote an interesting article on this a couple of years ago about sustaining qualification for the Champions League and being out of the Champions League, and how quickly players around Europe look at that and consider whether or not they'll move to your club. And like, if the BAL is looking at English football now and young players around Europe are looking at it going, well, actually, if I join Tottenham, I'm probably going to be, and it's understandable, we all expect Tottenham to finish top four, I'll probably play Champions League football for the next 2 or 3 years. Whereas if I join Manchester United, God knows. Like, it's a remarkable thing just how far they've fallen.
Well, this is it. And if you look at this summer alone, so this is a club that basically either talked to representatives of or literally got to the table with 5 pretty high-profile players: Jadon Sancho, Declan Rice. Well, Rice was only ever kind of tentative inquiries to see interest. De Ligt, Eriksen, and Dybala, and basically all of them, or none of them, really had any interest in going to United. And the agents of one of those people kind of directly said to a colleague, we can't put him in that environment. And that's the reflection of United right now. It just all feels a bit of a mess without a grand plan, with a novice manager. And the big questions there. Big.
Yeah, no, it is absolutely extraordinary how quickly it does turn. And Miguel, have you had any word, or is there any talk as to why the much talked about director of football role has gone up in smoke now? Why has the club abandoned that?
Ultimately comes down to Woodward, I think. I don't think it's been completely abandoned. I think they're basically, well, the last I heard was they're still trying to define what it's going to be. Yeah. Because, see, this is basically the major issue, United. And I kind of alluded to this in a piece I did last week about why City and Liverpool are so far ahead. Like, if you look at City and Liverpool, they're two clubs, whatever about anything else, they very quickly articulated a definitive philosophy that runs through the entire club, basically. And one of many kind of upsides of this is that when it comes to the market, they can immediately look at a player and decide within 5 minutes he fits our style or else he doesn't. Yeah. And that minimises mistakes, maximises the evolution of the team. Now, again, City have had that philosophy in place for a while with a view to bringing in Guardiola. Liverpool's is centred on Klopp, but there were elements of it beforehand. With United, the person who's ultimately responsible for making that decision in the absence of a technical director is Ed Woodward. And that's what this comes down to. And it's already gone around a lot in the last few days, but it's something repeatedly said that Woodward can't quite bring himself to take himself away from football decisions. That he still wants to be centrally involved in, I suppose, I mean, you might put it one way, but the glory and glamour of those decisions. And it's currently to the detriment of the club, because this is a club crying out for real football expertise.